Welcome back to the channel Gadgets for Gentlemen. Let's start with a wristwatch check. Today I am wearing the Tudor Pelagos FXD, the 42mm titanium diver. Really lovely watch. I have it here on the original fabric strap with the Velcro material. In today's video what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you three watches. We have the Tudor Black Bay 58, Tudor Black Bay 54, Omega Seamaster Professional Diver 300 meters. I have the original metal bracelets right here. This is the 3-link riveted bracelet for the Tudor Black Bay 58. This is the 3-link riveted bracelet with the Tudor T-fit in the clasp for the Black Bay 54. And this is the original metal bracelet for the Omega watch. This is the steel bracelet with fold-over clasp with comfort setting and diver extension. In this video I'm going to argue you can save a lot of weight on your wrist when you switch from the metal bracelets to a rubber strap. I have here a couple of rubber straps to display from Wristbuddys, which is a company in Sweden. They make very nice watch straps for luxury watches. So what we have right here is we have FKM vulcanized rubber straps that are made specifically for each of these watches. So you won't be able to swap out these rubber straps amongst these different watch cases because these curved rubber straps, they are specifically made to connect with a specific watch. So here, for example, we have the military green rubber strap for the Omega Seamaster Professional Diver 300 meters. And Wristbuddys also indicate on their watch strap for what model it is made. So this is only going to fit with the S&P 300. So that is interesting to point out. And a second interesting thing to point out is the branding of the company is on the reverse side of the buckle. We have 304L stainless steel, and this is the front side. So this is the upper side of the buckle, and we can see no branding. But when we rotate or reverse the buckle, we can see Wristbuddys. So that is a very nice feature. Here we have again the logo and we have the model name. Plenty of adjustment holes, as you can see right here. This watch strap should work with a wrist size between 5 inches up to 8 inches. So in this video I'm going to show you what these rubber straps are all about. So why would you change your metal strap for a rubber strap? Well, I have a few arguments. For example, there's the weight argument. If you remove the metal bracelets, for example here with the Omega watch, you're gonna save a ton of weight on your wrist, especially when you wear the watch the entire day. It could be a burden because these bracelets, they are very, very excellent, but also the way they are constructed, it's very heavy on the wrist. If you swapped it out with, for example, the rubber strap, the military green strap from Wristbuddys, you're gonna feel a whole difference in terms of that weight on your wrist. The watch is going to wear so much lighter on your wrist. So one argument pro changing the beautiful metal bracelet to a rubber strap from, for example, Wristbuddys, is you're going to save a ton of weight on the wrist. Now, second argument, as we can note right here, you completely change the look of the watch. And with Wristbuddys you have a ton of different colors. For example, with the Seamaster, this strap can be purchased in black. That is the one that we have right here. It can also be purchased in the color white. It can be purchased in the color military green that we have laying right here on the table. And we have the color red that I think would go well with the Seamaster logo here in the top of the dial, as well as that splash of red on the second hand. I also think that wearing the watch on a rubber strap makes it more convenient, for example, to take it on your holiday to a pool or to the beach, because these rubber straps. They are waterproof, they are anti-UV, anti-dust, hyperallergenic, and highly durable. So these can take a beating on your holiday. Also worth pointing out here, we can see that the fit on the watch is really good. As we can see right here, everything here lines up beautiful. I don't fear losing the watch while wearing it, because these spring bars and the way that the rubber is cut or shaped, it really blends in, as you can see right here, with the case of the watch. Finally, also especially with the Omega watch, one reason again is I think the fit on the rubber strap is actually a bit more comfortable, because the rubber strap does taper a bit from 20 millimeters between the lugs. It tapers to 18 millimeters at the buckle. Let me demonstrate. While the original metal bracelet from Omega doesn't taper at all. And I really like a taper on a watch bracelet or a watch strap. Makes it more elegant and easier to wear. So we have 20 between the lugs, and then when we reach the buckle, we end up with 18 millimeters, as we can see right here. So quite a bit of taper. So another reason you might want to change out the metal bracelet for the rubber strap is maybe you want to keep your metal bracelet in a pristine condition. Maybe you have a certain job where you're likely to scratch up your metal bracelet. As can be seen here from just regular office work, I did scratch the clasp a bit. If you want to keep your metal bracelet in pristine condition, you could also change out the metal bracelet for this rubber strap and just store the metal bracelet away in the Omega box. So that was just a quick demonstration and arguments for changing out the metal bracelet for the rubber strap. I have a 6.3 inches wrist. I did size the bracelet at my jeweler, and for my wrist the metal bracelet comes in at 92 grams. So this is the rubber strap with the original spring bars. So here we have 28 grams. So that is a reduction of 64 grams on the wrist. So that is a big difference in terms of the wearing experience. I also forgot to mention, how do you remove the metal bracelet from your watch? I use the Burjon Spring Bar 2. This is the 6767. However, I was quite lucky. The Wristbuddys did include a travel spring bar 2. So a spring bar 2 that you can carry with you on the go. I typically use my Burjon Spring Bar 2, and I take my time. I try not to damage the case of my watch. I always use a very thick cloth to put my watch like so, and then I remove the spring bar and I take a lot of patience, make sure to have proper lights so you don't damage your case or your bracelet. Also worthy to point out, here in the background we have some accessories from Wristonomy. These are beautiful marble stands with metal and leather. I use these on my desk to keep my watches inside. Nice presentation, as you can see. There is a discount code in the description for these watch stands. And also this particular leather pouch from Wristonomy will be in the description. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put away the Tudor Pelagos so I can show you how the Omega wears on my 6.3 inches wrist on the rubber strap. Now there we go. I take out the watch pillow from Wristonomy and then just store it away. Beautiful leather, as we can see right here, and just snap it in there. And there we have it. So also highly recommended, nice piece. Let me show you how that wears on my wrist. With my wrist, as you can see, I will be in the 4th adjustment hole approximately. Also depends a bit how tight I want to wear it on a particular day. But as you can see right here, I'm about to the 4th adjustment hole. There are 2 keepers on this strap. One is fixed and one is adjustable, as we can see right here. And that is what it looks like. I think it wears very well on my wrist. Very sturdy and elegant at the same time. And I like the fact that these are like really no-nonsense straps. They don't take away from the shine of the watch. It brings out the dial and the bezel even better, because this strap is actually quite subdued in my opinion. So that is a great combination. I want to show you the thickness of these straps. Just at a random point, so to say, I measure 3.5 millimeters, as you can see right here. Here I measure 2.8. So even the thickness of the watch seems to taper almost. It seems to be thicker here between the lugs, and then it becomes a little bit thinner when you go down towards the buckle. I need to confirm this again. When I measure this area, I get about 3.7, and when I go to this area, I get about 2.9. So there seems to be a little bit of a tapering down of the thickness from a thicker part here to a slightly thinner part here. How does it relate to the bracelet of the Omega? Let me demonstrate. But first, also again pointing out that with the rubber straps you can really go for different colors, as we can see right here. So again, the black, and I think it will also look great as we can see right here on the military green. So very universal colors, obviously. Now, how does it relate to the metal bracelet? It's actually quite similar. So that is a nice feature, 3.7. So the thickness of the bracelet and the rubber strap are similar. I can only argue that the thickness of the buckle probably is going to be a bit thicker with 7.6. Okay, so that is the Omega. Now let's proceed with the Tudor Black Bay 58. So here we have the Tudor Black Bay 58, and this is the color navy blue with a silver buckle. You can also get a black buckle or a gold buckle. This particular strap for the Tudor Black Bay 58 can be purchased in navy blue, which is the one that we have right here. It can be purchased in the color white, which actually I think will go well with those hands and those markers on the bezel. It can be purchased in the color gray, which I think is also going to look nice with that matte blue dial. Olive green is also a very nice color. It can be purchased in the color black, and it can be purchased in the color orange, which is probably really going to pop. So this is navy blue. It's my favorite color for this particular watch because of the blue dial and because of the bezel. Now this is also going to fit 5 to 8 inches wrist. It's FKM rubber, and again we have a taper from 20 between the lugs, tapering down to 18 at the buckle. And let me demonstrate again. So here this part is just plain, and here we can see the Wristbuddys logo. Again, we have one keeper that is adjustable, and we have one fixed keeper thanks to these parts that is keeping that keeper in one position. We have the 304L stainless steel buckle, and this is the front side, and the reverse side, as noted before, has the Wristbuddys logo. Also worthy to point out that the bezel action is still working without problems, as we can see right here. So again, a nice fit, and the strap does not interfere with the operation of the bezel, as we can see right here. Let me bring it back to the 12 o'clock position. There we have it. And let me throw it on the wrist. So there we have it. Very nice fit. I have it here in the third adjustment hole. If I want to wear it a little bit more loose and my skin can breathe maybe more, I go to the fourth adjustment hole, as we can see right here. This is the fourth position. And then the strap for my 6.3 inches wrist is a little bit more loose. This is a nice comfortable fit. And again, I also think this looks really nice. So let's do the weight test again. Here we have the original metal bracelet for the Tudor Black Bay 58. This is the one with the 3 positions on the clasp, no T-fit, just some micro adjust. This one has the rivets. Let's throw it on the scale. I measure 69 grams. Let me do it again just to confirm. And again, this bracelet is sized to my wrist, so a couple of links are in the box of the Tudor watch. Yes, again, 69 grams. And I'm not going to remove the rubber strap now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on a rubber strap from the Tudor Black Bay 54. Let me show you. I get 27 grams. Let me do it again. I get about 27 grams. So that is a weight reduction of 42 grams on your wrist. So over the course of a whole day, I think that is going to add up. Now, I think with the Tudor Black Bay 58, another reason for upgrading to these rubber straps has to do with the metal bracelet. I think the metal bracelet of the Tudor Black Bay 58 is looking average. I think it's a well constructed metal bracelet, but in terms of the design, this is not my taste. I really can't stand these rivets. I wish Tudor offered a 5-link variant, the Jubilee style. I think that would look so much better. So I don't like the rivets. I don't like the fact that you can't have an on-the-fly adjustment on the metal bracelet, unlike with the Omega, where you can simply change the fit on the metal bracelet on the fly, as we can see right here, by pushing here the underside of the bracelet. With the Tudor Black Bay 58, with the original riveted bracelet, you don't have the on-the-fly adjustment. So you will be needing something like this to change the bracelet on the go. In your bag, your briefcase, you will be needing something like this to change those micro adjust positions on the metal bracelet, maybe during the day if it's going to wear too tight on your wrist. So with the rubber strap, the beauty is you have all these adjustment options on the wrist without the need for any tools. Second reason, I think the rivets on the bracelet are not my thing. I think with this rubber strap, it makes the whole wearing experience a bit more modern. With the Black Bay, it's maybe implied too much of that vintage look. I prefer the more modern, let's say more 90s look with these dive watches, instead of that earlier era with those faux rivets, all that gilt markers. I like the navy blue Tudor Black Bay 58 because of a bit of that modern feel to it, because it's just silver, navy. I think it looks amazing, and I don't like those rivets. And with the rubber strap that really fits the case well, I think it changes the look of the watch completely. It becomes more modern. So that is the Tudor Black Bay 58. I think it's time to go to the Tudor Black Bay 54. So the Tudor Black Bay 54 I purchased recently. Comes with a rather nicely constructed metal bracelet, because now we have the Tudor T-fit in the clasp, so we no longer have those micro adjustments, but we have an on-the-fly system for adjusting the fit of the bracelet. By simply just pulling this part, we can change the fit. So that is the Tudor T-fit, which is quite easy to change the fit on the wrist. And for me, there's enough positions. This gets me through the day. It's a nice clasp in my opinion. Only downside again is we have those faux rivets, which I think are so outdated. They're not functional. I wish it came on the 5-link metal bracelet. swapping to rubber straps that we have right here. We have military green, we have white, we have black. It's a great way to get rid of those faux rivets. Now what I want to show you again is the weight. The metal bracelet size to my wrist weighs 71 grams, while these rubber straps, here I have the black version, they weigh only 27 grams. And again, that is a reduction of 44 grams. So I think that's about it. I'm not sure if I left out anything. There's also in the description a discount code for these products by Wristbuddys as well as Wristonomy. So make sure to check them out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. And I hope to see you back on the channel soon. Take care.